Alright guys, this has been in sort of demand for a while for me. Never really did it because, you know what guys, there's a lot of videos on YouTube and there's a lot of great forum threads on it. So, you know, that's why I really never did it, but I've been getting a lot of questions about it lately and I've been seeing a lot of it myself. This video is basically going to be on maybe education about the gas, how the gas pistol magazines work, and what you have to maintain. And then I would like to say thank you to a friend for letting me use his mags as an example. I'm actually going to be repairing them, and these are wee mags, but I'm actually pretty confused by them because they're actually a little they're sort of different, but they're newer wee mags, so maybe that's what it is. But anyways, first of all, if you have a leaky mag or you're having just trouble with it, this video is probably for you, and I'm going to show you like the most common things people will do. First of all, I'm going to start off with the most common thing, and this is murder oil, guys. Basically, people have been using RC shock oil, lube, wherever you buy at the airsoft shop, whatever it may be. But this is the most common, and the first thing I always tell people if it's leaking a little, and we'll just use this one as an example. Now you're going to look at this mag. This is a normal mag, and if you have a leaky mag and it's maybe leaking from here, or is it focused? Okay, there we go. Alright, sorry about that guys. So usually I just hey people, put some drops in here. While you put drops in here, push the valve, let it sink in, push it, drops in here, and then put some in here, push it a bunch of times. Alright, you just put some lube in here, and then you do right here in the fill valve, and you let it sink in, and then and then if you're running these types of adapter, guys, put some silicone in here. You're supposed to do it, I forget what Airsoft Innovation recommends, but I think it's every maybe 2 to 5 mags you fill up with gas. This is propane, so you can either do that or just maintain your guns. But that's the most common way, easiest way to do it, and it's a temporary fix. All right, if you have like a small leak, this is what's common. And guys, I'm going to once again recommend these guys. I'm going to put in the description below where to get it. It saves me a headache, it saves you a headache, and it's a great deal. Okay, so just pick that up. So this is the most common one. The second most common one I see people do is this trick, plumber tape. And that usually consists of when you're dealing with leaking from the bottom of the mag, okay, from here. That's where I see a lot of people, a lot of videos or forums will say just to wrap this. This is an O-ring here, got a gasket. This, and they just say wrap it up a bunch of times and just put it back in and it stops. And you know, it does work, no doubt. So that's the second way to do that. Another way is, this is not the correct grease. I can't find my. It's called dielectric grease. You can use that on anything that is rubber. Okay. Now, as you can see, this is right here, guys. This is the important section. All right. This is why the mags leak or they're not leaking, because these are in good shape. So this is what you need to focus on, if anything. You need to understand how this is pretty much the same for any gas pistol magazine. Some might be a little different and have a little more, okay, but I'm gonna, and you can see this one right here, guys, this one is broken, so when I took it out, so I'm gonna have to replace that. I'm gonna talk more about that later on, but I'm gonna try to show you that are common things. So this is another one. So instead of, you know, having like drip, you have a dielectric grease. All right, so you have plumber tape, silicone oil, and dielectric grease. Now the fourth one, this is what I usually do for a lot of people. This is Permatex. It's basically for plumbing, and it sort of replaces. It doesn't replace, but basically you layer it around here. And some people put it on the fill valve. Some people actually even put them on O-ring. You know, it's very different from each type of person. This one's the most extreme and sort of permanent fix compared to the other ones. So this is probably the last step if something's really leaking, or you know, you just don't want to deal with leaking. But guys, there's no such thing. Someone can probably say, okay, blah blah, trying to give me a scenario, but there's really no such thing as a leak-free gas mag for 100 years. All right, eventually it's going to leak. You have to learn how to maintain your mags. All right, that's one thing I always tell people before they get into the gas world. If you don't like maintaining guns, or if you don't do real steel, you know, you have to maintain your real steel guns. If you're not that kind of person, or you just like having your AG, you can just play with it for a couple months and not have to worry about anything. Do not get into gas. You need to learn how to maintain your guns. That's the fun part about it. You know, if you talk to a lot of gas people, if they're strictly all gas, I bet you 9 out of 10 those people shoot real guns. I bet you 9 out of 10. Could be wrong, but all right. And I forgot. I'm in the process of moving, so I can't find my box. But these are Buna N O-rings. They're basically the same as this. Go to Amazon, just type in Buna N assortment box, and you'll find that they have just huge boxes of O-rings, and they're dirt cheap. They're like 10 bucks for, you know, 100 plus O-rings. So that's another thing. So you can literally just take these off and replace it with brand new ones. Alright, so that's another option you can do, and they're dirt cheap. You guys, you cannot lose out on that. It's a nice big box of extra O-rings. You can use it for extra stuff around the house, not in the airsoft. Alright, so that's another option you can do. I wish I had that box, but we're in the process of moving or trying to figure out whatever. Alright, now here's the important part. This is obviously the shell. Not really important. It is important if anything where these parts get chipped. Okay, so if you ever drop it and it internally chips, or maybe one of these threads breaks, or you know, something here breaks, that is important. You need to be careful of that. Now I'm gonna move this out of the way, and then you're gonna notice I'm gonna start pointing. Let me see if I can zoom in, and I'm gonna focus. Okay, I'm gonna move this over right here. Now I'm going to try to show you all the 3 important areas you must maintain when you're running gas. Now this is the fill valve, guys. You see this O-ring right here? You always want to make sure this is in good health. Alright, if not, you're going to have some leaking. Alright, and this, work on the bottom first. This is the biggest O-ring in the mag. Alright, this is square gasket. You know, there's a lot of different names for it, but you can see this one's sort of got like, it's not clean, or sort of falling apart. So either A, you can replace it, B, you can gasket it, or you can try doing, you know, plumber tape. There's, you know, you can take any approach you want and see whatever works best. And the last one you have to maintain is this flow valve. Okay, there's 3 O-rings. You see that? 1, 2, 3. Now if the second one's really easy problem to see is if you put gas into your mag and the gas comes out immediately, guess what? Probably this O-ring is missing, or the flow valve is stuck. So that should be a huge indicator of, do I have my O-ring, or you know, what happened. Another tip, guys, there's a huge myth of leaving gas in your mag is bad. Don't. That myth is really, it's been busted a lot by forums already. Actually leave some gas in your mag to keep the O-rings pressured. And the second thing is, don't actually, when you have leftover gas, don't try to expel it out. You know, just, okay, that actually, what it does is sort of can dry up your O-rings and chance of freezing them, or sometimes it can even blow off your O-ring inside out. I've seen it happen before, and I actually don't know how it happened, but I've actually seen it work before. And I hope this helps you guys out. Let me zoom back out. Okay, so let's just, you know, recap. First step, usually I say just, you know, put some silicone in all 3 ports where I mentioned. 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's a, you know, common step. Another thing is people will plumber tape the bottom if it's really bad or leaking really bad, or you can plumber tape the fill valve. I probably wouldn't recommend doing the, you can do the flow valve, maybe that part. Wouldn't recommend that part because you need it to move freely. Alright, so plumber tape, and then dielectric grease. Basically imagine silicone oil, but thicker based. Alright, so dielectric grease, you can find it on Amazon. It's like 7 to 10 bucks. It's not that much, and it's great for rubbers, so that's another option. This is probably the most extreme one. This is RTV gasket. Once again, it's for like plumbing and kind of stuff, but it works great, it really does. But this one sort of requires you know what you're doing and make sure you do a good job of it. And last but not least, actually just replacing it. Go on Amazon, just type in Buna N assortment package, or you know, Buna N pack, and you'll see they have, you know, a huge block of dip from small to big. All right, so I hope that really helps you guys out. Once again, guys, man, check the forums, check the other YouTube videos. I'm sure someone has a really good video on it, but you know, enough of you guys have been pestering me. I'll see you guys around and have a good day.